Hey ink drinkers, welcome to my humble abode. This weekend I am really hunkering down to focus on some reading and writing projects. I'd really like to get some of this stuff done, and also there are just some fun things in the mix as well. I mean, it's all kind of fun if you think about it. I love writing, I love reading, but some are just prioritized on the writing front to get some stuff done. Just get it done and out of the way. The most fun that I think I'm going to have this weekend is reading The Unworthy. This is part of a buddy read with my friend Bad over at Bad is Rad. I will link her channel below. Definitely check it out if you haven't already, but if you're here, you probably know who Bad is. So I have read 9 pages so far, which led me to think maybe I should do a little weekend reading vlog. It might be fun. My jaw dropped several times already. And I think I was annoying my husband while reading. He's got the day off, so he was in the living room while I read, and I just couldn't help myself. I gasped, had to read certain lines to him, tell him what's happening, all within those first 9 pages. So I know I'm going to have a great time with this book. I'm also reading Blackheart Boys Choir on my Kindle. This was a book I wanted to read during the Week of Weird and just didn't get to. So I think I want to more heavily focus on The Unworthy, and once that's finished, dive further into Blackheart Boys Choir, just because I want to prioritize my buddy read. Plus it's so good, I just don't want to put it down. I'm also focusing on a project that I've been writing and editing and putting on the back burner 9 billion times over the past decade or so. It's just something that for whatever reason I just can't get out there. You know, life gets in the way, my brain gets in the way, and you know, I am a mom of many and we homeschool, so it's just kind of, I take my sweet time with things, okay? I take my sweet time. So I want to really hunker down, like I said before, and focus on getting this current round of edits done. So it was my alpha manuscript that I printed off actually a year ago, last March, and my husband was going to read it, but then just like a whole lot of stuff happened, and so I'm going through and kind of editing it and realizing there's a lot about it that I absolutely hate. I don't know if that happens to any of you other writers out there. So I am highlighting and writing notes to myself on things that I'd like to fix, and then I'm going to go to the computer and fix those things. So as far as the highlighting and writing notes to myself, I'd like to get that entire thing done this weekend. I should be able to do that. I don't have much left, and then we'll see what happens. It's not a super top secret thing, but it's a kind of secret thing. I won't share a lot of details when it comes to that, but you know, I'm working on it. That's something that I am prioritizing this weekend. So the husband has the day off. The kids and I are done with our homeschool lessons. I've got a couple hours before my husband and whoever goes to pick up our grocery haul, and I need to put all that stuff away and get dinner around and all that stuff. So I thought I'd take the time to sit up in my room and get some of this stuff accomplished and just kind of enjoy some quiet time to myself, because that doesn't happen a lot these days. I have found myself in a Sunday afternoon. This weekend flew by. Yesterday I didn't do any check-ins, so I guess my little sit-down portions of this video are the bookends of this vlog. I forgot to record very much, and so here we are. But that's okay, because I did finish The Unworthy, so I'm super stoked about that. Really enjoyed this. Still kind of contemplating my star rating. I'm jumping back and forth between 4 and 5 stars, so maybe I'll give it 4.5 stars and just round it up to 5 for Goodreads. I don't know, we'll see. but I really loved this. I didn't spend any time writing or editing yesterday, so that is what my focus will be for the rest of the afternoon until I'm needed downstairs. Back to the Unworthy. So I don't know if I talked much about what this book is about, but we will right now. Hopefully there's not too many like spoilerish things in this conversation, because you know I like to keep it really low-key and surface level so as not to spoil things for people. But there's so much going on in this book that I feel like I need to talk about it, you know? It follows this woman. I feel like she's a young woman. I don't think she really knows how old she is. It is kind of a journal style writing here. She's writing a book at night with whatever ink she can make or find, and sometimes with her blood, to collect her thoughts, her memories while she still has them, and to pass along to whoever needs it. So I appreciated that style of writing. It makes it kind of choppy, like a real journal, but also it flowed pretty well, I thought. There were certain entries, you could say, that kind of trailed off because she got interrupted while she was writing, because she wasn't supposed to be doing this. She was sharing secrets that she shouldn't have shared and revealing things that she probably shouldn't have been remembering and things like that. So let's jump back so you can know a little bit more. So this is kind of a post-apocalyptic setting. This is kind of a convent, but not the traditional Christian or Catholic convent. They don't worship the God that we think of, or Christ, or anything like that. It's a different thing completely, more of a cult. It's called the Sacred Sisterhood, and it is headed up by their God, who they cannot say his name, but he's kind of always lurking in the shadows behind veils, up in towers, things like that. So they don't know what he looks like. And then there is also the superior sister, who is mean as heck. So this girl, I don't think we ever find out her name either. I buddy read this with Bad, so Bad, if you're watching, did they reveal her name? I don't recall hearing her name. So basically how these girls get here is because they were wandering, for the most part. They were wandering and stumbled upon it, because basically the world is a wasteland. They have to scrounge for food. These are the survivors of all sorts of things that happened. It started with the demise of like technology and whatnot, and there were floods and tornadoes and all sorts of things happened and just completely destroyed the earth. These people are the survivors of this apocalypse, for lack of a better word, because I can't think of one. Anyway, they stumble upon this place and they lose the name they have. They are renamed. They wear kind of habit type robes and things like that. They have different levels of sisterhood, so to speak, and they need to reach these levels. Many want to reach the levels. This girl does not, because there are certain things that happen as you reach the levels. There are many horrific punishments, some of which the fellow sisters enact upon these people. They are absolutely horrific, which is why my jaw was to the floor much of the time. I was gasping and just kind of like, are you kidding me? Really? This girl is just kind of navigating this newish world. She had been wandering for who knows how long. She didn't know how long. Could have been years on end before she arrived at this place. And I don't know how long she had been here. I forget if that was mentioned. I have a mom brain. Little pieces of my brain fell out every time I had a kid, and I had 6 kids, so you're not working with much here. But she's trying to piece together her memories of before being in this sisterhood, and they are not supposed to remember these things. It's almost like they brainwash them or something to forget, but she's holding on, and like little things like smelling coffee will bring her back. Scent is a very powerful tool when you want to bring back some memories, isn't it? And so things like that are happening. She's just collecting all these memories, kind of almost evidence of things that are happening within the sisterhood, within this convent type place. And and just kind of talking about the people she lives with. I'll leave it there because a whole lot happens and I don't want to spoil it. But it was horrific. It was brutal. It was breathtaking at times. The descriptions of her surroundings were done so well. I really felt like I was there. While at first I felt like she was kind of emotionally detached from life, you really get to know her more and see the things that happened and see that she really has strong feelings about things, feelings of regret, a strong love for the people in her past and certain people in her present, and kind of guilt and shame, but also this drive to get even. There's a whole lot going on with this girl. While at first I could not relate to her, there was a lot about her that was like, okay, I see it now. I see where she's coming from. So I thought it was really well done. Translated well, as far as I know. I speak English, so I thought it was a beautiful, brutal, heartbreaking, and kind of a terrifying story, and a little bit too realistic, if you ask me. But I enjoyed this so much, and I'm so glad that my friend Bad Buddy read this with me, and I can't wait to hear what she thinks. She's still reading it. I kind of just went gung-ho yesterday because Jeff was working last night. My birthday boy, who is grown, went out with his friends to celebrate, and I just kind of was like, guys, let's just all fend for ourselves today. It's the weekend. Let's do what we want to do. And I read. So the kids played games, watched movies, whatever they wanted to do within reason while I finished this, because I just could not put it down. So I'm really eager to hear what Bad thinks about this, and cannot wait to discuss it with her, because I need to discuss this in detail. That's the beauty of buddy reads, right? We don't want to spoil things here on YouTube, but we definitely want to talk about the details. So if you have read this, I know there are quite a few of you out there that have read this, and we're buddies, and you want to message me and chat with me about it, I'd be so thrilled to chat with you about this. Really big fan of religious horror, and this is religious in a way, very cultish, and I was here for it. So I'm really glad that I picked this up from a book sale at Book Outlet, and I definitely want to read Tender as the Flesh, but I'm a little bit nervous about that one. So let me know if you've read that and if you think I would like it. I am currently on, I think, chapter 2 or 3 of the Blackheart Boys Choir, and still getting a feel for it. I am liking it, and strangely enough, we're just doing this cathedral religious kind of reading this month, I guess. So I am looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. It's a different vibe than The Unworthy, but it's still got that like religious feel to it. So really excited about that. All right, I'm gonna get to writing and editing and trying to accomplish some things of my own today, and see what life brings. Let me know if you've read this, the Blackheart Boys Choir or Tender as the Flesh, because I really want to know about that one. And tell me what you've been reading and what you've been watching and listening to and all that great stuff. What hobbies have you been loving lately? Comment down below. You know I love to talk to you. All right, I am drinking another Monster coffee because that's just kind of what I do lately, I guess. Not the healthiest choice, but you know what? There's no shame here. No shame for the things we're drinking. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I don't know what I have coming next, but you'll hear from me soon. I hope you are enjoying life despite all the chaos that life brings and all the heartbreak it can bring as well. Find your little bits of joy, and I will see you next time. Cheers. My thoughts are all discombobulated. I need to... Okay,